the next story that I've chosen for my voice tutorial is Roald Dahl's The BFG. Now, there's a reason that I've chosen this book as opposed to something else, and it's kind of a dual purpose. Yes, I want to demonstrate to you the voice characterizations that you may be able to use to heighten the engagement for your child, but I also want to demonstrate to you that reading with your child is something that can happen as your child ages and moving up into even middle school or maybe even high school if you're lucky. Continue that adventure with your child. And remember this too, you're always reading with your child books that are at least 1 to 2 grade levels above where they are reading currently. So you're always like furnishing their apartment for them every single time. And as a reader, every time they move into that next level, it's already furnished for them. It's already ready for them because of all the language experiences that you've given them along the way. In fact, there's some who think that perhaps the 4th grade reading slumps that sometimes happen to children is due to the fact that parents sometimes pull away from doing read-alouds with their children in that 2nd to 3rd grade level when the children start to read on their own. I certainly am going to request that you carry read-alouds as far as you can as your child ages. Okay, so now on to the reading of the BFG. I feel compelled to back up a little bit and tell you a little background for what you're about to hear. This is early in the story. Sophie, who's the young girl in the story, and the BFG are just getting to know one another. This is shortly after the BFG snatched Sophie from the orphanage, and they're back in the BFG's cave, talking and getting to know one another a little bit. Now, I try my best to create a young English girl's accent for Sophie, as this story does take place in England. The BFG admittedly struggles a bit with the English language, and Dahl's writing captures this wonderfully, and this makes the giant that much more endearing. So I'm going to read a section with my normal speaking voice, and then immediately following, I'm going to read it with a child-friendly voice with lots of voice characterizations. Again, we're trying to turn up the level of engagement, and I hope you can see the advantage and value in making this story so much more interesting and entertaining to your children simply by using voices. So, here's my normal voice. Here we go. "Oh, please tell me," Sophie said. "I will understand. Go on, tell me how you collect dreams. Tell me everything." The BFG settled himself comfortably in his chair and crossed his legs. "Dreams," he said, "is very mysterious things. They is floating around in the air like little wispy, mispy bubbles. And all the time they is searching for sleeping people." "Can you see them?" Sophie asked. "Never at first." "Then how do you catch them if you can't see them?" Sophie asked. "Aha," said the BFG. "Now we is getting on to the dark and dusty secrets." So, it's a wonderful story. Now let's try it with voice characterizations. Same passage. Here we go. "Oh, please tell me," Sophie said. "I will understand. Go on, tell me how you collect dreams. Tell me everything." The BFG settled himself comfortably in his chair and crossed his legs. "Dreams," he said, "is very mysterious things. They is floating around in the air like little wispy, mispy bubbles, and all the time they is searching for sleeping people." "Can you see them?" Sophie asked. "Oh, never at first." "Well, then how do you catch them if you can't see them?" Sophie asked. "Aha," said the BFG. "Now you're getting on to the dark and dusty secrets." "Oh, I won't tell a soul." "Well, I is trusting you," the BFG said. He closed his eyes and sat quite still for a moment while Sophie waited. "A dream," he said.
As it goes whiffling through the night air, it's making a tiny little buzzy humming noise. But this little buzzy hum is so silvery soft, it is impossible for a human being to be hearing it.
Can you hear it? Sophie asked. The BFG pointed up at his enormous truck wheel ears, which he now began to move in and out. He performed this exercise proudly, with a little proud smile on his face.
Is you saying these?
He asked. How could I miss them? Sophie said. So, what I hope you hear in the reading of that is how easily it is for your child to be so much more engaged when you use voice characterizations. I hope you found this information helpful and that you will consider using voice characterizations moving forward. Thank you so much, and please have a wonderful evening of reading with your child.